Good evening, fellow Toastmasters. It is 7 p.m. and the Spring 2026 District 53 Council meeting will now come to order. I am Mohan Padamati, your District Director and Presiding Officer at this meeting. Welcome, club officers, district staff, members and guests. First, I thank you all for taking time out of your busy schedule to join us today for our District Council business meeting. We will refer to this as the DCBM through the remainder of this meeting. As District Council delegates, you are a crucial part of decision-making process and we welcome your participation. And I want to thank my team for their efforts over the past few months to prepare for and make this meeting as effective as possible for everyone. In today's meeting, you will have the opportunity to vote on key District 53 business items and to question or comment on the various reports. Your personal voting credentials were sent to you via email on March 17 with the words "Your voting credentials" in the subject line. You must have your credentials handy to register and for voting. If you don't have your credentials handy, please find them now. Feel free to register your voting credentials now using the registration link just posted in the chat. You don't have to wait for the official quorum call. I would like to conclude my welcoming remarks by acknowledging the District 53 Steering Committee members who are here with us today and available for your questions and comments. District Director Mohan Padamati, Program Quality Director Jackie Kessler, Club Growth Director Liz Keeling, District Administration Manager Amy Chu, Public Relations Manager Alpana Gupta, Finance Manager Amy Sosi, Immediate Past District Director Bettian Peck, District Services Manager Nam Thibido, Division A Director Ann Miller, Division B Director Sharon Mercado, Division C Director Pavel Sakowski, Division D Director Doug Cloutier, Division E Director Kathleen Kittle. I would also like to thank the many area directors who are participating today and all of the club delegates. And of course, our meeting functionaries for today's virtual meeting. Parliamentarian David Friedman, substituting for Tom Farrelly. Credentials Chair Selina Torje. Audit Committee Chair Paul Randolph. Zoom Masters Anna Primiu and Zach Fisk. Timers Jim Alt and Jen Similuka. Functionary backup is going to be David Friedman. I would like to welcome a range of dignitaries who may be in attendance today, some from outside this district and some from within it. I will mention each person only once based on their current title in Toastmasters. All of these guests are distinguished Toastmasters. First, our past district directors are district governors Bettian Peck, Patty Walter, John Hogan, Akihiro Aishi, Andrew Watt, Linda Grace Farley, Beth McIntyre, Richard France Jr., Roger Brown, Arnie Grott, Sharon Mercado, Ray Johnson, and Don Logis. Our Region 5 advisor, Lisa Q. Our International Director from Region 5, Andrew Harbury. Past International Director and past District 53 Governor, Jeff Sobel. Past International President and past District 53 Governor, Richard Peck. Our Group 12 District Realignment Team, Helen Rogers, Avis Brody, Kate Olsen, and Jeff Sobel. Many thanks to all. As we go forward to our roles this year, it is vitally important that we keep the Toastmasters International and district missions and Toastmasters promise in mind with everything we do, including the work that we do during this meeting. Please welcome our Club Growth Director, Liz Keeling, who will present the Toastmasters International Mission, District Mission, and Toastmasters Promise. Toastmasters Keeling, you have the floor.
Thank you, District Director Padamati. Fellow delegates, this information is found on page 5 of the meeting info kit. The Toastmasters International Mission. We empower individuals to become more effective communicators and leaders. The Toastmasters District Mission. We build new clubs and support all clubs in achieving excellence. The Toastmasters Promise. As a member of Toastmasters International and my club, I promise to attend club meetings regularly, to prepare all of my projects to the best of my ability, basing them on the Toastmasters education program, to prepare for and fulfill meeting assignments, to provide fellow members with helpful, constructive evaluations, to help the club maintain the positive, friendly environment necessary for all members to learn and grow, to serve my club as an officer when called upon to do so, to treat my fellow club members and our guests with respect and courtesy, to bring guests to club meetings so they can see the benefits Toastmasters membership offers, to adhere to the guidelines and rules for all Toastmasters education and recognition programs, to act within Toastmasters' core values of integrity, respect, servants, and excellence during the conduct of all Toastmasters activities. Back to you, District Director Padamati.
Thank you, Toastmaster Keeling. So we will now review the agenda for today's meeting, which was sent to all delegates in advance via email. It is found on page 3 of the meeting info kit. We plan to cover the following district business in today's meeting. We have already read the mission statements. We will initiate the roll call next. That will be followed by the quorum report. Then we will review and approve our special rules of order. Then we will address the business decisions needed for this meeting, including approval of the minutes from our September 2025 DCBM and approval of the 2025-2026 mid-year audit report. Then our Group 12 realignment team will provide an update on our district transition, which becomes effective on July 1st, 2026. Finally, we will hear report summaries from the senior staff. Without objection, the agenda will be adopted as is. If you have a question or an objection, please send just your full name to everyone in the chat now. There are no objections. So the agenda is adopted. We will now conduct the delegate roll call, which requires you to register your voting credentials in our online ballot system. Your participation in the roll call is crucial to establishing quorum and validating all votes later in the meeting. The credentials registration link has been open since we started gathering at 6:30. If you have already registered your credentials, you are all set and you do not need to register again. If you don't remember if you have registered your credentials, just to try again. If you already registered, you will get a message telling you so. Delegates, the credentials registration ballot has been posted to the chart again. This is the last call for you to register your voting credentials. If you have not already done so, please use ballot link Q. Now, you will have 2 minutes to register.
Mohan, just for reference, we have 96 attendees at the meeting and we have 70 credentials registered so far. I know that we have some guests, but that seems a little low. So there are some people that still haven't registered yet.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Hey, Mohan.
Hi.
Hi, Sugan here. Hey, I was looking through my old emails. Could you tell me, Norm, you normally send the date as to when you guys send me send the thing. Can you just tell me the date when? Yeah. Can you just tell me the date when?
March
Yeah,
17, sir. March 17.
March 17th is when you had send me the thing. Okay. All right.
I
Thank
think
you.
it actually went out.
Actually, it was March
just after
18th is
midnight.
what I have.
Yeah, March 18th, just after midnight.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me check.
Yeah, I found on March 18th now.
I have a question about my voting credentials. So I put something incorrect in the survey, and so it's not letting me correct my voting credentials. Can I put them in the chat, or what should I do?
Who is that, please?
Shannon Jones.
Shannon, send me your voting credentials, individual email in the chat, please.
Okay, is that Norm?
Yep.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
Thank you.
I can't figure out how to register credentials. I feel stupid. Is
Just
that an
click
email?
Click the link that's in the chat. It'll open up a ballot and you can just put your credentials in. There's one space provided. Click submit and you should be all set.
All right, let's see. Oh God, I hate this software so much. I'm so sorry.
You should have gotten an email with the credentials. The credentials aren't the link in the chat. You should have gotten a separate email.
It's too complicated right now. I can't figure this out. Okay, chat, link. Okay, it's all squeezed in a corner. I am so tired of this. All right, hold on. I apologize. It's too late. It's 7 p.m. I'm tired. Let's see. Now, there was an email. Now I gotta find the email. Credential code, search. Oh my God. Zoom info. Is this the right one? There's like a bunch. No. Next one.
The words voting credentials are in the
No.
subject line.
My subject line is scrunched up because I'm on a little laptop and I have to like see multiple things here. Hold on. Even when I make it bigger, the subject line's too small. Oh God. And there's like 2 emails that say, no, maybe not. It's like too many words that go in front of the words that I need to see. Credential code. I had it up earlier and then I had to close it by accident. And, okay, here we go. Here it is. Submit. Done. All right. We're good now. Thank you, everyone.
Hey, Mohan, same thing. I think it went through.
Nice. So does anyone need more time? If anyone does, please send just your full name to everyone in the chat now. I will extend the ballot period for 1 more minute if anyone needed it.
Mohan, I'm going to take this 1 minute and just remind people there's a few out there that I've reached. If you can rename yourselves as your first name, last name. There's a couple users out there that I haven't been able to get a hold of in this private chat, so please look for that.
Are you saying we should take all of our credentials off of our name?
That's fine if it's at the end. First name, last name. There's a couple of users that are just first name or some alternate name altogether.
We just require first name, last name. If you want to put your role or your credentials after your name, that's fine. I know we don't let you do that during club officer training because it gets in the way of our validation, but for this meeting's purposes, just fine.
The roll call is now closed and the credentials are being counted and validated. This will take approximately 1 minute.
Okay, so Mohan, I'm going to move myself and Selena to the ballot counters room. We'll be back.
Sure. So Toastmasters began as an idea by Dr. Rolf Smedley, an educator working with the YMCA. The first unofficial Toastmasters meeting took place on March 24, 1905, in Bloomington, Illinois, where Smedley experimented with helping men practice public speaking and meeting leadership in a supportive environment. After several unsuccessful early attempts in different YMCA locations, the concept finally took root in Santa Ana, California. How many of you knew this? One more update. On October 22, 1924, Smedley organized the first permanent Toastmasters Club at the Santa Ana YMCA. This club became Toastmasters Club number 1, marking the official founding of Toastmasters International. The name Toastmasters was inspired by the role of a Toastmaster, a person who introduces speakers at formal events. As clubs multiplied, Smedley authorized the Manual of Instructions and 10 Lessons in Public Speaking in 1928, providing standardized meeting structures and educational guidance. Toastmasters International was officially incorporated in California on December 19, 1932. That same year, the first international club was established in Vancouver, Canada, making Toastmasters a truly global organization. You must be aware our next conference is going to be at Vancouver, Canada this year.
Convention, right?
Yeah, convention. Sorry.
District Director Padamati, the ballot counting is complete.
Thank you, Toastmaster Thibido. Now, please join me in welcoming Credential Committee Chair Selina Torje, who will present the Credentials Committee report. Toastmaster Torje, you have the floor.
Selena, if you're back, you must still be on mute.
Okay, I'm back.
Okay, go ahead, Selena.
Are you okay? That's it. It's my turn now. I guess I didn't hear what you were saying. Okay.
Yeah, Mohan did introduce you.
Okay. Thank you, District Director Padamati. Toastmaster Thibido, would you please display the credentials report? Fellow delegates, there are 94 eligible clubs in the district. Each club receives 2 votes, one for the club president and one for the vice president of education, for a total of 188 possible club votes. To achieve a quorum, 1/3 of the total possible club votes must be present, which is 63. There are 97 votes registered for club presidents and vice presidents. As such, we have achieved quorum. There are also 25 district executive committee members represented. District executive committee members are eligible to vote but do not count towards achieving a quorum. That means the total possible votes available is 122. If everyone votes, a simple majority would be 62. That means would be 62. That means the total possible votes available is 62. If everyone votes, a simple majority would be 82. And a two-third majority would be, a two-third majority would be 82. This completes the quorum report. Back to you, District Director Padamati.
Thank you, Toastmaster Toje and members of the Credentials Committee. Fellow delegates, without objection, the credentials report will be adopted. If you have any questions or an objection, please send just your full name to everyone in the chat now. Since there is no objection, the credentials report is adopted. Thank you, Credentials Committee and District Council delegates. Since we have a quorum, all votes decided by this body today will be final and binding. I will now ask our parliamentarian, David Friedman, to review our special rules of order. Toastmaster Friedman, you have the floor.
Thank you, District Director Padamati. District 53 has adopted special rules of order to help facilitate our business meetings. These have been successfully used for many years with very little change. This information is found on page 6 of our meeting information kit. Toastmaster Thibodeau, could you please display the special rules of order?
Yep, I'm sorry. Give me just a minute.
Thank you. Special rules of orders are as follows. Meeting attendance and voting credentials will be validated during the roll call at the beginning of the meeting via online credentials registration by each delegate. Quorum must be established in order for any voting to be binding. Per Toastmasters bylaws, quorum is defined as participation by at least a third of all possible club representatives. Debate or discussion on all matters of business coming before the district council should be limited to 10 minutes per agenda item, except by permission of the district council, granted by 2/3 majority vote without debate. No member shall speak and debate more than once on the same question, no longer than 1 minute, except by permission of the district council, granted by 2/3 majority vote without debate. All voting will be online via the online balloting system, will be open to all district council delegates who registered their voting credentials at the beginning of the meeting. Voting for each item will be open for 2 minutes following the call for vote by the meeting facilitator. Each delegate will be limited to 1 ballot for each vote. Subsequent attempts to use the same ballot will result in a message that says you've already voted for this item. So if you're not sure if you voted, try it again. If the system lets you vote, then you hadn't already voted. Each ballot will automatically be counted for as many votes as the delegate is entitled to. The presiding officer of the district council meeting shall appoint an official timer to indicate when the allotted time for a given speaker is expired. Any amendments to these special rules of order shall be adopted by a 2/3 majority vote of the district council. The presiding officer of the district council meeting may use a unanimous consent procedure for any district council decision deemed to be uncontroversial. Any delegate can halt the unanimous consent procedure by raising objection when asked. For details about this process, see our unanimous consent guide. Periods for participant commentary will be opened by the facilitator, saying something like the topic is open for delegate commentary or are there any objections? If you desire to speak to the council, enter your full name only into the chat. The presiding officer will monitor the chat for participants wanting to speak, and speakers will be invited to speak in a first come, first served order. If you don't finish speaking sooner, your microphone will be muted by the timer after the duration limits previously defined have been exceeded. Per Toastmasters custom, applause as appropriate segments is ubiquitous feature of all Toastmasters events. The standard in District 53 online meetings is to use the American Sign Language applause sign, putting your hands in the air and twist them a couple times. This will be led by the presiding officer. In the unlikely event of a technical failure, delegates are requested to rejoin the Zoom as quickly as possible. The general procedures of district councilors should be in harmony with Robert's Rules of Order, newly revised, except where superseded above or the bylaws of District 53 and Toastmasters International. District council business meeting procedure details can be found in our online business meeting procedures document. Thank you, District Director Padamati. Now back to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Friedman. Fellow delegates, without objection, the updated special rules of order will be adopted. If you have any questions or an objection, please send just your full name to everyone in the chat now. Fellow delegates, since there were no objections, the special rules of order are hereby adopted. Thank you, Toastmaster Friedman and District Council delegates. Delegates, a motion has been made. Oh, sorry. Yeah. So, fellow delegates, since there were no objections, we now need to vote an approval of the special rules of order. Having discussed the special rules of order, may I have a motion to approve them. Please send your full name and the word moved to everyone in the chat now. 1. Delegates, a motion has been made and seconded. We will now vote to approve the special rules of order. Toastmaster Thibodeau, please open the ballot link. Delegates, please use miscellaneous ballot link 1 to vote yes, no or abstain. Once the ballot is open, you will have 2 minutes to vote.
District Director Padamati, the ballot link is open.
It's 7:30.
The voting is now closed and the votes are being counted. This will take approximately 1 minute. Toastmasters expanded steadily across North America and then worldwide. In 1973, Toastmasters International began admitting women, a pivotal milestone that reshaped and strengthened the organization. The educational program continued evolving, emphasizing evaluation, leadership roles, and impromptu speaking as core elements. Toastmasters experienced significant international growth, establishing clubs across Asia, Europe, Africa, and Australia. World headquarters moved locations several times to support expansion, ultimately settling in Colorado. Educational materials were modernized and leadership development became a stronger organizational focus.
District Director Padamati, the ballot counting is complete.
Thank you, Toastmaster Thibodeau. Would you please display the voting results? Fellow delegates, you can see the results. The District 53 Special Rules of Order have been approved. Thank you, District Council delegates. We will now approve the minutes for our last District Council business meeting on September 16, 2025. The minutes were distributed for your review as a link on page 2 of the meeting info kit. If there are any objections, corrections, or questions on the minutes, please send just your full name to everyone in the chat now. So, Jack, do you have a question? I yield the floor to Zachary Fisk. Please
No,
unmute and
no
address.
motion. Just making a motion.
Wow. So you don't have question, right?
No, my mistake. I thought we were waiting for a motion.
Having discussed the minutes of September 2025 District Council business meeting, may I have a motion to approve them? Please send your full name and the word move to everyone in the chat now. So you can just do it now. Delegates, a motion has been made and seconded. We will now vote to approve the meeting minutes for the September 2025 District Council business meeting. Toastmaster Thibodeau, please open the ballot link. Delegates, please use ballot link A to vote yes, no, or abstain. Once the ballot is open, you will have 2 minutes to vote.
District Director Padamati, the ballot is now open. Nils Anderson, the ballot link is posted in the chat. Please use that ballot link and it will open the correct ballot. You're welcome.
The voting is now closed and the votes are being counted. This will take approximately 1 minute. Let us continue about Toastmasters awareness program. Toastmasters embraced technology with online clubs, digital resources, and virtual meetings, accelerating global participation between 2009 till date. The Pathways learning experience was introduced to provide a flexible, competency-based education system. In 2024, Toastmasters celebrated its century, its 100th anniversary, marking century of service in communication and leadership development.
Toastmasters Padamati, the ballot counting is now complete.
Wow. Thank you, Toastmaster Thibodeau. Would you please display the voting results? Fellow delegates, you can see the results. The meeting minutes for the September 2025 DCBM have been approved. Thank you, District Council delegates. We will now discuss the 2025-2026 mid-year audit report. The report was distributed for your review as a link on page 2 of the meeting info kit. Audit Chair Paul Randolph, would you please summarize key elements of the audit for our delegates? You have the floor.
Oh, thank you, District Director Padamati. The Audit Committee conducted its mid-year audit for the second half of 2025. That's from July through December of 2025. And if you read the report, the long story short of it is that we did not find any expenses that were inappropriate or missing documentation. We found all of the deposits, checks in the accounts and also in the Stripe accounts that were accounted for and verified. We did, however, have a few recommendations to add to the committee for future audits. One, we have to continue to add comments in each concur request for payment to identify items and explain any differences in dollar amounts. We found that the comments in concur accelerated the whole audit process and also gave us much less of any discrepancies and fewer questions. We also have, number 2, the reminder to district leaders to submit the corresponding receipt for all expenses. And the comments in concur does help. I really make that comment so that if you are new to the Concur system and you need to submit expenses, there is a way to add comments in Concur, and it is very helpful. And third, to please include Toastmasters store order invoices with the district reserve statements. And I do have to add that, yes, there are comments in the district reserve statements for purchases in the store. But however, they use the item ID, the Toastmasters store item ID. And it would be nice to have some kind of correlation between the IDs and the actual items that are being purchased. And this would probably have to be done through the Toastmasters International. The report was filed by the audit committee, I believe, on March 11th. And after our meeting with the district director and finance manager, the audit report was submitted. I would like to thank the audit committee that is Rich Dirksen and Shakiri Williams and myself, along with Amy Susi, our finance manager. And that is my report. Back to you, District Director Padamati.
Delegates, if there are any objections, corrections, or questions regarding the audit report, please send just your full name to everyone in the chat now. Wow, you are ahead. They did not even let me read my report. Thank you, Audit Chair. Yeah, thank you, Audit Chair Randolph and District Council delegates. Having discussed the 2025-2026 mid-year audit report, I don't have to ask, you already seconded. Okay. A motion has been made and seconded. We will now vote to approve the audit report. Toastmaster Thibodeau, please open the ballot link. Delegates, please use ballot link B to vote yes, no, or abstain. Once the ballot is open, you will have 2 minutes to vote.
District Director Padamati, the ballot link is now open.
The voting is now closed and the votes are being counted. This will take approximately 1 minute. General update on Toastmasters. Toastmasters International is a non-profit educational organization serving hundreds of thousands of members worldwide. Its mission remains rooted in Smedley's original vision, where leaders are made. Effective October 2025, Pathways now includes mandatory meeting roles at every level and education series presentations in level 3 and 5. I don't know how many of you noticed this. I had to do this. Successful club series, one speech. Better speaker series, one speech. Leadership excellence series, one. I gave all of them recently. Initially, I was hesitant, but when I started first one, you won't believe it is a cakewalk. These changes aim to improve club quality, engagement, and leadership development. New vintage paths coming in 2026, including basic training for Toastmasters, original Ralph C. Smedley content from 1943, of course. Competent communication, plus advanced manuals, entertaining speaker, storytelling. Distinguished Club Program updates for 2025-2026. Club Success Plan submission is now mandatory, due by September 30 for DCP recognition. Introduction of a new top tier recognition, Smedley Distinguished Club, requires 25 members and completion of all 10 DCP goals. If your club is north of 20, better work towards 25 members. And if you are close to 8, you may want to target 10 DCP goals. Revised membership and goal requirements across all DCP levels.
District Director Padamati, the ballot counting is complete.
Oh, thank you, Toastmaster Thibodeau. Would you please display the voting results? Wow. Fellow delegates, as you can see, the mid-year audit report has been approved. Thank you, District Council delegates. We will now start the reports segment of our meeting. Our approved special rules of order shall apply to discussion following the senior staff reports as follows. Debate or discussion on each report shall be limited to 10 minutes, except by permission of District Council granted by a 2/3 majority vote without debate. No member shall speak in debate more than once on the same report, nor longer than 1 minute, except by permission of the District Council granted by 2/3 majority vote without debate. But first, we will have an update on the district realignment. Because of the nature of this report, we will use up to 30 minutes for the total duration, including presentation and discussion. During the discussion period, no member shall speak in debate more than once, nor longer than 1 minute. The segment will end no later than the 30-minute limit. At that time, we will move to the senior staff reports. Delegates may stay after the meeting is closed for any further discussion on the realignment. Delegates, this year, many of the districts around the world are being realigned to ensure equitable balance of members, clubs, areas, and divisions throughout our organization. The district to be realigned were geographically grouped, and each group was assigned a chairperson to build a team to manage that group's realignment. Our district is in Group 12, which is being managed by Elaine Rogers, who will provide tonight's update with her team. Toastmaster Rogers, you have the floor.
Thank you, District Director Padamati, and thank you for your team inviting us to do some information about the realignment. Some of you may have already heard the information that we're going to present this evening. But I'm hoping that for those of you who are not aware of the realignment effort, that's affecting District 53. That is the new District 53 that you will be able to get some valuable information. I will talk a little about why we're doing this realignment, a little bit of the history, and then I will end it with talking about the district. Sometimes we call it the joint business meeting that will happen on April 17th. So, Norm, can you show the first slide, please? Okay, so why are we doing this? Why did World Headquarters decide that we should realign the districts? Well, first of all, they looked at the 2024 program year and found out that it had the same number of clubs at the end of that year as it did 12 years ago. But 12 years ago, there were 86 clubs compared to 131 clubs. That was really at the end of 2024. So what that meant was that there were less clubs per district. They were finding out that districts had difficulties in finding leaders, especially those districts that had less than 100 clubs. District with fewer than 100 clubs, they have smaller budgets and limited resources for conducting district business. Move slide, please. New slide. So here's what happened. In March of 2024, the Board of Directors approved the increase in the minimum size of a district clubs from 60 to 100, and that was effective July 1st of 2025. In August of 2024, the Board of Directors authorized the formation of the district joint realignment committees to review the district boundaries for those districts in regions 1 through 7. Regions 1 through 7 include North America, Central America, and South America. There were 12 groups involved in looking at those districts. As a result of that realignment, 76 districts were merged into 34 districts, and with an average size of 150 clubs. The goal was actually somewhere between 120 to 180 clubs in each district. Having done that, then we needed to implement this plan for the realigned districts. So in July of 2025, the transition committees were formed to be able to actually implement the transition smoothly for those clubs. After all, we put some districts together, but they needed to be a plan as exactly how that was going to work. New slide, please. The goal, of course, for the realignment was to establish larger districts, that creating bigger pool of leadership talent and more money for the districts, followed by the transition that is taking the best practices and processes and improving the efficiency of the districts. By the way, there was a pilot groups A and B that had gone through this process, and we learned a lot from those pilot groups as to what the transition should actually look like. New slide. Group 12 had the charge to take 8 districts, that's 31, 45, 46, your own 53, 61, 65, 83, and 119. Taking representatives from each of those 8 districts, we worked very hard in order to realign the districts and ended up with 5 districts, which was our charge. Actually, our charge was to get between 5 and 6 districts, and we, as a result, realigned into 5 districts: 31, 46, 53, 61, and 83. New slide. This map just kind of shows you where those districts are, the 5 districts that I was talking about. And I just wanted to let you know about District 61, because you notice I said there were 5 districts that were realigned, but going forward, I'm only talking about 4 districts. And the reason being is that District 61, which is in Canada, that's Quebec and Ontario, we decided not to realign that district. First of all, they had over 150 clubs anyway, and then the complexity of the language requirements, especially in Quebec, said that we're just going to cause us to leave it alone. So what we're really talking about was 31, 46, 53, and 83. And these are the new districts. New slide, please. But to implement this plan for the 4 realigned districts, we needed to have committees working on various aspects of the transition. We needed a district leadership committee to select leaders for these newly aligned districts. And of course, a district alignment committee, which was responsible for aligning clubs within areas and divisions caused by having these newly aligned district boundaries. And then finally, a district transition committee, which is responsible then for the logistics. And this is a really important committee. Not that the other 2 are not important, but the transition committee, as you'll hear about later on, was responsible for the logistics, because it's not just a matter of, okay, now we put the district together, now what? Okay, well, there's a lot of things going on, and the transition committee is responsible for putting those districts together in a way that involves a smooth transition. As I said, you will hear from those committee chairs later on. New slide, please. But before I go on, I will talk about this new slide. I didn't talk about what the new District 53 encompasses. In case you have not heard, District 53 includes, the new District 53 includes District 53, 65. We have some clubs from District 45 and a club actually from District 51. I put this slide in here because sometimes people are asking about, okay, so how did you decide on, when you've combined 2 districts, how did you decide on what number that you will going to give that newly aligned district. Okay. I have to tell you that there are some groups that decided to just assign totally new numbers to the district rather than taking one of the numbers. But the representatives in Group 12, they voted, they said, what we'll do is take the 3 criteria that World Headquarters gave us, and they said, the club, or I should say, I'm sorry, the district that met 2 out of the 3 criteria, then that's the number that we will use for that newly realigned district going forward. And like I said, this is just a FYI on what happened. As you see there, District 53 and 65. But it turns out that District 53 had the most clubs. So that the one with the oldest club was District 65, and the one with the lowest number was 53. Therefore, the newly realigned district was 53. Okay. So that again was just an FYI, because sometimes I'm asked about what happened there. Okay, new slide, please. On April 17th, we will have a business meeting. And this is really important business meeting because this is where the newly aligned District 53 is going to select the new leaders that will take this district forward starting in July 1st, 2026. In addition, we'll talk about or approve the alignment of the clubs within the areas and within the divisions in District 53. And it's very, very important that you attend this meeting. We have as our business meeting chair, Matt Kinsey, which works out very nicely because he is your keynote speaker for your district. We have a parliamentarian, a very experienced parliamentarian, Rick Sider. The agenda for this meeting is going to be very simple. We'll have the call to order, we'll have the credentials report, adoption of the agenda like any other meeting. We will have the elections, which I don't see on there, but that's one of the most important things. The elections will take place, and then we'll get a report from the alignment committee and the transition committee. Okay. Like I said, I encourage you, if you have a vote, to attend this meeting. We anticipate that it will take from 7 to 9 p.m. But if you want to have a say in District 53, the newly aligned District 53 going forward, it's important that you be there. You will get more information shortly on how you're going to vote at that meeting. You'll be sent information about how to register and then how to vote. So, new slide, please. Okay. The purpose of the transition, of course, and the transition committees is to ensure a smooth transition. When the new team is elected, we want to make sure that they have all of the information and the tools that they need to successfully begin the new era in the new District 53. Okay. And now we would like to hear from our Travis Brody, who is the District Leadership Committee Chair. She is an IPDD from District 65. So Avis, it's yours.
Thank you, Elaine. The District Leadership Committee report. Next slide, please. The District Leadership Committee's role is to find qualified candidates for for elected district office. And what is elected? The district director, the program quality director, the club growth director, and all of the division directors. This is governed by protocol in the Toastmasters documentation. You can see this online if you wish in the governing documents. We started back in the fall. The committee was formed in the fall, and people had until members in good standing, I should say, from this district 45, 53, 65, and the Vermont from 45 were able to put their paperwork in to be considered for election. They had until February 15th to submit all their paperwork, and then the committee interviewed each candidate and either nominated or did not nominate them to be a candidate for district office. Our committee consisted of one member from each of the divisions, one from District 45, 3 from 65, and 5 from 53. Next slide, please. And these were the candidates that we came up with, and you probably have seen this already, and it is on your website. So I encourage you to go on the District 53 website, and you'll see all of the pictures of these people, and you will see their bios. You can read their bios and get to know a little bit more about them. And you're going to want to know even more about them. So next slide, please. Oops, I also wanted to say appointed roles. These roles are not elected, so therefore they were not part of the consideration for nomination. So the administration manager, finance manager, logistics manager, public relations manager, and a host of other committee people. And we need 34 area directors. So if you're considering being an area director, please do. It's such a rewarding experience. And we need 34 of you. Next slide. Okay. Well, what I didn't say before I turn this over to Kate was that we will be having a candidate showcase where you'll get to know the candidates a little bit better. That date will be announced soon, along with the Zoom link. You'll be sent that, and that'll be about a week and a half before the election on the 17th of April. You'll get to see the candidates. You'll get to hear what they have to say. You'll get to know them a little bit better, which is great, since you won't know some of them at all. Elaine, should I turn it back to you or to Kate?
Introduce Kate.
All right, next slide, please. Yeah. For the alignment, I'd like to introduce Kate Olson, our alignment chair.
Thank you, Avis. Next slide, please. I'd like to thank my alignment committee, our District 53 alignment committee. We had division directors from District 53, Ann Miller, Sharon Mikado, Distinguished Toastmaster, Pavel Sokolowski, Douglas Cloutier, and Kathy Kittle from District 65, John O'Hare, Sherry Thompson, Joseph Gwizdowski, and Sam Mehta. Next slide. District 53 boundaries from the new district will be as follows. Connecticut, all the counties except for Fairfield County. Massachusetts, the portion west of the eastern border of the following counties: Franklin, Hampshire, and Hampton. New York, the portion north of the southern border of Orange and Putnam counties. Vermont, all of Vermont, and a little part of Pennsylvania, the borough of Sayre in Bradford County. Next slide, please. The alignment rules from Toastmasters International are what we need to consider when we're putting together our alignment. Absolute rules are maximum of 9 divisions per district, minimum of 4 areas per division, minimum of 4 clubs in good standing per area, maximum of 6 clubs per area, and you cannot have an area with only advanced clubs. Things that we needed to consider were the geographic proximity, the ability of an area director to effectively provide service to the area, the club size and strength, the prospective clubs that are expected to grow, and the likelihood of eligibility for the Distinguished Club Program. Next slide, please. The summary of what we were able to put together, we are for District 53, 8 divisions with 34 areas, 6 divisions with 4 areas, and 2 divisions with 5 areas. And as of February 22nd, we will have 2,477 members in 155 clubs. Next slide, please. When I'm done with this presentation, I want you to be able to find the alignment report. So just take note that when you go to your District 53 website, just scroll down to where you see the Learn About District 53 District Realignment, and then you see that picture that shows D53, District 53 Alignment and Election Business, and then keep scrolling down to where it shows the District Alignment Committee reports. That's where you click on that and you will find the alignment that I'm going to be talking about today. Norm, can you put the alignment in the chat? The alignment is 6 pages, and I just felt that it would be better if you could take a look at the alignment rather than have me try to put the alignment on slides, because I'm only going to talk about it for a few seconds, for a few minutes here, and I wanted you to be able to look at it and be able to find it. For Division A, 10 clubs are being moved, the current Division A, 10 clubs are being moved to District 83. So the new Division A will be comprised of clubs of South Albany and clubs south of Albany. Clubs were moved from Division E to make up the rest of Division A as we moving forward. Division B, we have clubs that are two clubs are being moved to District 83. So we had to move 2 clubs from Division C to make up for the clubs that are being moved to District 83. Division C is comprised of 4 areas, 4 clubs per area, and pretty much the same clubs that are in there now. C is comprised of clubs from Connecticut, and we are expecting growth in that division this year. Division D is comprised of 4 areas, 2 areas with 4 clubs, and one area with 5 and 1 and 6. And the reason why we did that is one area has a club from Vermont that is low in membership. And then one area we needed to move clubs from another because we have 2 low membership, 1 club expecting to dissolve. And then Division E is comprised of clubs from Albany, North Albany, and Vermont. We spoke of, we are having clubs moving into District 53 from Vermont, and that's new this year. So we have an area that is comprised solely of those clubs from Vermont and a club from District 61. Next slide, please.
Norm.
Next slide, please.
Oh, I'm sorry, I had it on pause.
How do we expect a member's day-to-day Toastmaster experience to change with all this change in alignment and everything? And the answer is the plan will not affect your experience in your clubs. Members will continue to attend club meetings as usual and work towards your distinguished club goals. Next slide, please. How will the district alignment be approved? The district alignment is approved during the business meeting, as Elaine discussed on April 17th. So that's really important that the club vice president of education and presidents attend as a representative for your clubs. Next slide, please. What happens if the alignment approved by the district council does not meet the minimum assigned requirements as of Protocol 7.0? The reason I'm putting this in is we could vote on an alignment, but what if your club does not meet the requirements and it's not in good standing? We need to have some way to take care of that. And once the district council approves the proposed alignment, towards the end of the year, they need to make it so that each area has the minimums that I discussed at the beginning of this slide. So any amendments must be approved by the district executive committee by a 2/3 vote. Try to get your clubs to pay their dues. And if you know that your club is not going to be at the minimum of 8, please let your division directors know so that we can start planning for that. Thank you. Next slide. If you have any questions, I will be holding office hours tomorrow night from 6 to 7 and on Thursday, April 9th from 6 to 7 as well. You can contact me. There's my email and there's a spot on your website with the Zoom link as well. Thank you. Our next speaker is Jeff Sobel. He is our District Transition Committee Chair.
Thanks, Kate. Before I get started, District Director Padamati, we are very close to our allocated 30 minutes. Do I have time to deliver my 5 to 7 minute presentation right now?
Yeah, if you can complete in 5 minutes, I'm going to ask everyone to wait until the end of this meeting to ask the question, sir. We'll not have question and answers, but please try to complete in 5 minutes. Go ahead.
Thank you, sir. I'll do my best. Thank you, Kate. Thank you, Elaine, for the opportunity to share where we are with the District Transition Committee. I want to take a few minutes to discuss our team charter with you, talk about the artifacts that this committee is going to be generating, give you the timeline for our work, where we are in that timeline, and then recognize my team members. Next slide, please. The goal of the District Transition Committee is to help our new District 53 create a new culture based on the combined cultures of the composite component districts, District 45, the state of Vermont, District 53, as everyone here probably is aware, Connecticut, Western Massachusetts, and Eastern Upstate New York, and the current District 65, which encompasses the rest of New York State to the rest of us, plus a club in Sayre, Pennsylvania. The committee was chartered to create a set of recommendations for how we can move the culture forward into the new District 53, and then support and guide the new District 53 leaders in building that new culture. Next slide. Next slide, Norm.
Oh, sorry, I was on pause again.
That's okay. We've heard a lot about what this is going to look like. I know some people like to see things graphically and are more visual learners, so I have a couple of slides to quickly address that. If you look in the graphic on the left, that shows the boundaries of the current District 53. And as we've talked about, the new District 53 covers a lot more territory. If you can see, we've given up the lower left corner of Connecticut, Fairfield County, to the new District 83, and we brought in the state of Vermont and the rest of New York State into the new District 53. And the stats below are pretty close to what reality is going to be regarding the change in members and clubs and such. The distance and such, that would take another presentation and more time than we have today. Next slide, please. To show this a different way, I found a diagram that Sam Mehta from District 53 put together for a presentation he gave, and I really love this, so I wanted to share it with you. The new District 53 breaks down county by county where we are, and I know you're not going to be able to read the details on this, but bottom line, if you look, we still go down to Orange and Putnam County, which is where we were up until now. We've encompassed all of New York State, all of Vermont, and if you look on Pennsylvania, there's a little tiny blue dot there for Sayre, Pennsylvania, where we are picking up one club in there. Also of note is we actually are going all the way up to the top of the New York State border, which we hadn't before. That was part of District 61. We are picking up a club in Plattsburgh, which was originally part of District 53 and then moved to 61, and now it's coming back. Next slide, please. So how do we figure out where to start, what to focus on, where we go here? Well, we identified a bunch of different aspects of district operation, culture, process, procedure that my team dug into deeply to identify the different components of technology and websites, finance and assets, district operating procedures, recognition programs and incentives, public relations and communication, district events, club leadership and training, and the catch-all bracket of other. Next slide, please. And what we were tasked to do was to come up with reports. And there's a number of reports that are being created during different steps of the process. First, we captured the current state. Where is everything? Where are we now with each of these districts? Then the next part of it is to build recommendations based on the current state of all districts and ultimately a final report. We have a narrative, a Word document, and which were created to guide the districts, but more importantly, is this spreadsheet that my team has built together that captures all the details so that the new district leaders will have a lot of information from which to kickstart things. Next slide, please. What's the timeline? How did we get started? Where are we headed with this? We started back in December. The committee formed in December, and then we worked on investigating where all the districts were to build our current state report. The next piece of this that's due is after the district council meeting that we talked about in the middle of April, is by the end of the April, hopefully closer to the middle of April, we'll have a recommendations report submitted with a final recommendations report coming after that. And once the new year starts, our district transition committee will be working with the new district team to review and ultimately modify if necessary and work to approve the recommendations report with the new district executive committee. Next slide, please. And where we are today is we've completed the first two tasks, are working very hard on completing the recommendations report by the end of April. It's actually a lot more work to come up with recommendations than it was to actually put the current state down on paper, which was significant as well. And we have a little bit more work ahead of us on both of those. One more slide, please. I'd like to recognize my team because this has been a very large task, I think larger than anyone anticipated it would be, with a lot more work to come. And I have 3 members of my team that represent folks from each of our districts with at least a decade of history, if not more, in fact, most likely more, in their districts. So they've been able to dig into all the dark, dusty corners and uncover the information we need. Plus, they have the depth of knowledge to really help guide the recommendations coming up. I'd like to recognize from District 45, Emmy Lawler, from District 53, Norm Thibodeau, and from District 65, Linda Lathrop. Thank you all for giving them a round of applause. This completes my report. I'm going to pass control back to Elaine to wrap us up, and then back to Mohan.
Thank you, Jeff. And I'd like to thank the members of my team. This is the District 53 transition team, the Avis Brody, Kate Olson, and Jeff Sobel. They have been working diligently to make this transition smooth. Of course, Jeff's team will continue to work on transitions because there is a lot to be done in terms of helping the new district team to make that smooth leap into the new District 53. So thank you all. And again, I'd like to thank District Director Padamati for inviting us, he and his team for inviting us to give this presentation. We really appreciate it. Back to you.
Yeah. Thank you, Toastmaster Rajesh and delegates. We are at the end of time for this segment, but it appears that more discussion is needed. So after we officially close the meeting, delegates are welcome to stay for additional discussion with the realignment team. We will now move to senior staff reports. These reports, as well as reports from our 5 division directors, are available via a link on page 2 of the meeting info kit. Next, I would like our finance manager, Amy Susi, to lead the discussion on the district finance manager report. Toastmaster Susi, you have the floor.
Thank you, District Director Padamati. 1 second. Where is my... So as of tonight, actually as of today, all accounts for the district have been reconciled through the end of February, and all outstanding expenses and concur have been approved. As we heard earlier today, the mid-year audit has been submitted and approved by Toastmasters International. If you have read the report, you'll see that our net income was favorable to budget by over $17,000 for the period between July 1st and January 31st, 2026. We had revenue was higher than budget by $873, but expenses were lower than budget by over $16,000, which resulted in actual net income being favorable to budget. And expenses in almost every category that we track were lower than budget. Although with conference season coming up, we'll probably see some more expenses coming through in the next couple of months. Our available funds as of January 31st were $62,920. The amount as of June 25 was $48,948. And the reason that we had higher funds in January was primarily driven by an increase in the district reserve amount, which was $35,035 on June 30th and $45,400 on January 31st. And available funds also increased due to conference registrations of $5,477. And in the reports, I had other details, and that summarizes my report. Back to you, District Director Padamati.
Thank you, Toastmaster Susi. Delegate, the floor is now open for questions or comments on the finance manager report. If you would like to address the council, please send just your full name to everyone in the chat now. Thank you, Toastmaster Susie and delegates. Next, I would like our Public Relations Manager, Alpana Gupta, to lead the discussion on the District Public Relations Manager report. Toastmaster Gupta, you have the floor.
Thank you, District Director Padamati. Norm, can you go to the next slide? As you can see on the slide, the snapshot is already a few weeks old, but that doesn't change the bottom line message that we have been maintaining steady readership of the newsletter based on the open and click rates mentioned here. These are very similar to last year, so that's, at least I take it as a good sign. Given that the newsletter remains the main mode of communication to the District 53 members, we've tried to make some changes to keep the members engaged and also improve the quality of the newsletter. You may have noticed that in the recent newsletters, we've added some more color. We've changed the formatting and layout. More pictures and graphics are being added. We've used Canva wherever possible and appropriate. And this is to make the newsletter more visually appealing. In terms of the content, the changes we've made is adding new sections, such as the tips and resources. We are all stressed for time, so it is in the tips and resources, I try to put links right then and there, which you can click, and each of the articles is not more than 2 to 7 minutes read. Because we all don't get time to read the latest Toastmasters magazine or search the Toastmasters International website for tips that we may be needing. We've also instituted the shout out section, which is a good way to recognize the achievements of clubs and individual members. And we all know that when we get recognition, we get motivated to achieve higher and better. The celebratory newsletters that we have started this year is kind of on the same vein, that we recognize members' accomplishments and achievements so as to give them more motivation to achieve higher and further. We published one celebratory newsletter in December, and the next one is due to come out on May 19th, where we will pick up from where we left off in December. You also may have noticed that there are special bulletins sent out, for example, the conference information. So the newsletter is basically your one-stop shop for getting all the information that you need regarding trainings, meetings, and the most happening things in District 53. So I would advise you all and urge you all to please, please, please go to the newsletter, click on the links, and get all the information that you need. It's not too early to start thinking about the PRM role for next year. As Avis has mentioned in her slides, that it is an appointed role, so get in touch with the appropriate leadership if you're interested in that role. May not be the PRM role. Even if you're interested in being on the PRM team, contact the appropriate people and get in touch, because trust me, you will learn a lot. In the end, I'd just like to say that we have already published 25 newsletters this Toastmasters year, and we have still 3 more months to go. So that's at least 6 to 7 more newsletters. So it's a lot of effort, but I can tell you that in the end, it's all worth it. When I see all the positive feedback coming in, it makes me feel like I want to give myself a pat on the back. With regard to social media, we need to do more, but Liz has been a great help. Liz Keeling, CGD, and myself, we've been a 2-member team, and Jim Alt is the webmaster, as all of you know. And so far, we've been trying to do the best we can, but for next year, we would like to expand the team and have more people volunteer and join the team. So that's my pitch for next year. Back to you, District Director Padamati.
Thank you, Toastmaster Gupta. Delegates, the floor is now open for questions or comments on the Public Relations Manager report. If you would like to address the Council, please enter just your full name into the chat. I yield the floor to Bettian Peck, please unmute and address the delegation.
Thank you, District Director Padamati. I did put the question in the chat. I was very concerned and got a lot of feedback from a lot of people that the district newsletter was coming directly with Alpana's name and it was not being sent as a district message, District 53 message. So I needed some clarity on that, why that's being done, and when will that change?
So I was under the impression that that comes through the LIS, so the name automatically gets it there, but maybe Norm is the better person to answer that.
Well, I had the role for 2 years, and you assign it what it is to receive. It has always been District 53 and was District 53, so it was physically changed as of July 1st, 2025.
I'll work with you on that.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Alpana. I yield the floor to Ann Miller. Please unmute and address the delegation.
Thank you, District Director Padamati. My question is about accessibility, web accessibility in the newsletter. First of all, I think the newsletter looks fabulous. And I love that you're adding more elements to make it more visually appealing. And I don't know how many of our members might need accessibility accommodations, but I know that there are standards out there for it. And there's a huge push in many, many sectors where the federal government's actually requiring us to be compliant with what's called the Web Content Accessibility Guidelines 2.1, although 2.2 is in New York. Anyway, so it's when Canva, I know, does not make accessible documents, web accessible documents. So what that means is that many of the text that is is actually showing up as an image. It can't be read by screen readers, et cetera, et cetera. So I'm just wondering if anyone on your team is familiar with these things or if there's been any efforts to make it more accessible as.
Yeah, I can answer this question, Alpana, if you're okay. Alpana has been asking for the volunteers. Unfortunately, no one came forward. She is doing alone. Only once in a while, some of us are jumping and helping her. We will take this action and thank you for raising it. We will have this special discussion during our senior staff next week and address this. Thank you. Thank you, Toastmaster Gupta and delegates. Next, I would like our Club Growth Director, Liz Keeling, to lead the discussion on the Club Growth Director report. Toastmaster Keeling, you have the floor.
Thank you, District Director Padamati. Good evening, fellow delegates and welcome guests. I have an update for you on my executive summary slide. Norm, if you could please move to that. Thank you very much. I have an update for you on the payments number as this report was submitted in advance of tonight's meeting. Our payments are currently at 2,486 payments, which makes up 686 payments for the month of April. I can tell you that we are lagging behind last year, and we are lagging behind pretty significantly with clubs that have reached the minimum of 8. So my biggest call to action for all of you on this meeting tonight is to please work with your club officers and your club members to please submit your renewals by March 31st. In terms of an update on club growth in general, you'll see here that I've broken down the work being done by the club extension team into multiple categories. As of today, we've chartered one new club, COCC Toastmasters. They chartered in January of this year. We've also helped 3 clubs get back to good standing, back to a minimum of 8 members. We do have 2 prospective clubs that we're working with right now to submit all their final paperwork. And the club growth pipeline is active. We have several leads that we're currently developing and working with. I also wanted to share with you that this past weekend, we did have a club building training on March 15th. I know I've received questions on the recording of that. That is coming. We also have a special workshop planned for April 13th on club newsletters. Please check out the District 53 website and register for it. Colette's got a fabulous workshop planned. In terms of marketing, I did want to briefly talk about that as well as part of my report out tonight. We have the Unlock Your Future campaign on our District 53 website. I charge all of you to submit a 30-second video on what Toastmasters has done to help you improve your life, whether personally or professionally. And we'd love to share that message with the community and the world. So please send that to us. We're also working on a membership page that's going to have some resources for you as well. In addition, I wanted to mention the club retention team and Sharon, who's working with our coaches and is doing a phenomenal job. That concludes my report out. Thank you. Back to you, District Director Padamati.
Thank you, Toastmaster Kilik. Delegate, the floor is now open for questions or comments on the Club Growth Director report. If you would like to address the council, please send just your full name to everyone in the chat now. Thank you, Toastmaster Kilik and delegates. Next, I would like our Program Quality Director, Jackie Kessler, to lead the discussion on the Program Quality Director report. Toastmaster Kessler, you have the floor.
Thank you, District Director Padamati. How's everyone doing? We are almost there. Thank you so much for your attention. Club, in terms of program quality, the executive summary is as follows. For club officer and district leader training, COT rounds, we did very, very well. More than 70% of District 53 club officers have been trained. We have until May 31st to officially submit the report. There are still a couple of stragglers that the team is working on validating from outside of D53. There is continuous area director and division director ongoing training that occurs during the district executive committee meetings that take place every other month. And a huge thank you to District Director Mohan Padamati for overseeing that. In terms of education, these, like with club growth, the program quality report here is a little out of date. These numbers were put together about a week or so ago. As of last week, we had 307 pathways levels completed, 23 triple crowns. I am proud to say 6 distinguished Toastmasters have been awarded, not 5, and 1 Pathways Mentor program. We've also held numerous events, including the Pathways Pizza Party, DCP Dashboard Training, Welcome to Toastmasters, which is now occurring every second Monday, and of course, Jan Jam. For the conference, the big message here is register today to get the early bird price. As of yesterday, 72 very smart people have taken advantage of the lower prices and have already registered. The price is in fact going up on the 28th of this month. You, yes, you are welcome to register today. Well, after this meeting. For how we are doing on the path to distinguished clubs, as of about a week ago, 39 clubs are anticipated to be distinguished. I say anticipated because this is dependent on their renewals. As we heard from Club Growth Director Liz Keeling, we have until March 31st to renew. So 39 clubs are anticipated to be distinguished and 8 are achievable to become distinguished, meaning based on their dashboards, it looks like they are on target to become distinguished. We also have 17 additional clubs with the potential to become distinguished. These are stretch goals. Some of them, as you will see in the details of the report, I encourage you to please take a look at that. You'll see how those metrics come into play. This leads me to a call to action. Work the program, get the credit. For your clubs, I encourage you, hold open houses. There will be more information and resources about that will be coming shortly. Not right after this meeting, but coming shortly. Hold speechathons, also known as speakathons. There will be information that's going to be included in an upcoming issue of the newsletter. And of course, you can always speak at other clubs. You are not limited to speaking in your home clubs. You can speak in any Toastmasters club, work with their VPEs to get on the agenda. And I want to give you a heads up. It looks like we are going to have a district opportunity in May. We are looking at holding a district speechathon. There will be more information. But For now, I want to make sure we stay on time. Therefore, I say back to you, District Director Padamati.
Thank you, Toastmaster Kessler. Delegates, the floor is now open for questions or comments on the Program Quality Director report. If you would like to address the council, please send just your full name to everyone in the chat now. Wow. Thank you, Toastmaster Kessler and delegates. Now, I need to transfer the chair role temporarily to Program Quality Director Jackie Kessler. Toastmaster Kessler, if you would be so kind as to take the gavel.
Thank you, District Director Padamati. I have the gavel. Delegates, I would now like our District Director Mohan Padamati to lead the discussion on the District Director report. Toastmaster Padamati, you have the floor.
Thank you, Chair Kessler. 94 clubs are at paid club status now. We want to be president distinguished. Loud and clear. We need 8 more clubs to be added to paid clubs. I am pushing hard. In fact, I'm a member of 3 clubs, and my PQD and CGD motivated me to work hard. Do you know what I did? I completed already five levels. Now I am working on 6th and 7th. I am working on my 3rd DTM. Why am I saying this? When I can do as a DD, spending hours together on meetings, calls and charts, and I work for 10 to 12 hours every day. And when I can do, every one of you can do it. Let us lead District 53 towards President Distinguished, because last year IPDD, she's here, raised the bar. After 9 years we were select distinguished, and we don't want to let her down. Let us be creative, innovative, and bring the energy and lead District 53 towards President Distinguished. Some updates. CNL award winner has been announced, Tricia Cunningham. I already ordered the plaque. It is on its way. We are going to have a great conference. I want to see people complaining, Jackie, hey Mohan, why did you pick this small venue? See, there are hundreds of people and it does not fit anyway. So that's what I want to hear. And district alignment, we already heard from our leaders, of course. And if we get the time, we will open this session. We will wait after 9 p.m. for any more questions. Otherwise, we want to see few hundred people at the conference. Matt Kinsey is going to be our keynote speaker. We have chairs here. They planned a lot of educational sessions. Only one area I was a bit disappointed is there were a lot of parallel sessions. I wanted to attend every session, Jackie. You are planning 2-3 parallel. I'm going to miss some of them. With this, I would like to open this forum for any questions I can answer on behalf of District 53. Come on.
I think what you're saying is back to you, Chair Kessler, yes? Thank you, Toastmaster Padamati. Delegates, the floor is now open for questions or comments on the District Director report. If you would like to address...
I was jumping. I wanted to close at 9 o'clock.
Okay. Delegates, the floor is now open for questions or comments on the District Director report. If you would like to address the council, please send just your full name to everyone in the chat now.
Wow.
Waiting for the 15 seconds, sir. All right. Thank you again, Toastmaster Padamati and delegates. District Director Padamati, I would now like to return the meeting chair role back to you. Would you please take the gavel?
Yeah. Thank you, Chairman Kessler. See, I now have the gavel. Delegates, this concludes the business we had planned to cover during today's meeting. Toastmaster Chu, As our district administration manager, did you note any new business requested during today's meeting?
District Director Padamati, there were no new business items requested during today's meeting.
Thank you, Toastmaster Chu. Fellow delegates, since the senior staff needs some time to consider there are no new business. So I thought there were already few. Delegates, thank you for working together to address the business of Toastmasters District 53 during today's meeting. We hope to see you again at our special new District 53 District Council business meeting on Friday, April 17 at 7 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Let me repeat, our new District 53 District Council business meeting on Friday, April 17 at 7 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Watch for announcements regarding that meeting. May I now have a motion to adjourn the meeting? Please send your full name and the word moved to everyone in the chat. Wow. Wow. A motion has been made and seconded. Is anyone opposed? There being no objections, we will now adjourn this meeting. Thank you, thank you, thank you all for your participation today.
Wait,
Please remember.
you haven't opposed.
Oh. Kevin Finn.
There always has to be one. That's all.
No, there doesn't. No, there doesn't.
Back on script.
I'm sorry. I thought it was real. Sorry.
I have to go back to script now.
I think you were literally just adjourning. There being no objections.
Yeah. I'm going for the name. Where is he? Kevin Finn, right?
He did not. He was playing. Yes.
Yes.
So did you oppose or you?
A separate Zoom, and you can go, oppose with yourself.
Wisdom. And Kevin, don't do that crap again.
Yeah. Okay. Please remember to stay for further discussion on the realignment if interested. Thank you very much. Good night.